Alright guys, what is going on? Welcome to a Tech Yes live stream. It's been a little while since we've live streamed. I know I've had so much on the plate and we're catching up. We're basically doing catch up. And I'm joined by Yusuf as well. So he is going to be coming with us to Computex and helping us do all the filming and running around, checking out all the awesome stuff. We're also going there a little bit early so we can do, of course, use parts hunting, see what Taiwan's got installed. But one thing about Japan is a lot of you guys have noticed with Japan is that there's no, like, people are like, where's the ultrasonic cleaner, man? Where's the dirty parts? I cannot find dirty parts, like, at least at good prices. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, you will go to a store that's selling used parts and they'll have the price and it'll just be in good condition and they've already cleaned it up. And if you try and, like, say, for instance, if I go to Hard Off, they'll charge even more money for that same part and it's filthy. And it's just like, that's sort of going against the code, you know what I mean? Like, it's going against the bro code.
Is that like a sort of cultural thing where, like, the shops are expected to clean what they're selling, or is it just like
it's become a thing? It's just become a big trend. They wise will just do it to make used parts more appealing when they sell it. Because that was when I
like sell it for a bit extra cash just by like wiping it down for a couple of seconds.
Exactly, yeah. So as soon as I got into it, it was back when I got into used parts, 2015, when I was doing like going crazy on the used parts hunts. They were so much different. Like, a lot of the parts, even from these same stores, were just dirty. They were bad because I guess there wasn't really any culture around used parts. But now, used PC parts market is huge. It's got a massive culture, and it's awesome. And so, yeah, there's that topic. But I guess people, like, clicking on the thumbnail, they want to know. And Marco's in chat as well. Welcome, Marco. Welcome, Kevin as well. Kevin, join on in. Thanks for coming in and make yourselves relaxed, guys. I don't know what's the time in the US. I think it's like pretty late. So sorry. Yeah, we meant to do this stream a little bit earlier. Had some personal issues come up this morning. Do apologize for that. We're not going to go into those personal issues on live stream. But if you guys have followed me for a while, you probably know what it is.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. If you don't, yeah, it's okay. Some of the boys in chat might be able to fill you in on what that is. But big news coming out, like, is the RTX 4090. So we might as well get into this topic straight away. I guess it's the thumbnail. People want to get this news. They want to click on this, see what's going on here. Is the 16-pin connectors still melting? And I mean, this was covered in Gamers Nexus, did an amazing breakdown of it, checking out the cause. Their main finding was the cables were just not plugged in 100%. And so that was causing the issues.
Yeah, and that was your initial thoughts as well. Like, when you saw the 16 pins melting, you said, oh, it's just not enough contact, maybe some arcing and that sort of stuff. Like, you called that pretty early.
Yeah.
So,
but going through this article.
Go ahead.
No. So
go ahead.
With this, I gotta go. So I'm rusty, guys, with live streaming. I apologize. I don't mean to bump the young gun off. He's doing well. Don't mean to bump him off. But what I'm gonna deduce from this information here is it's people on Reddit are like they're claiming that the cable is connected 100%. They're claiming that their 4090s are properly connected. They've like triple checked, they've made sure. And so there's still these 4090s going up in flames. And at this stage, I'm going to deduce just what I've seen going on in this time around is that, okay, there's two things I can see here. A, it's all RTX 4090s. I don't think I've heard of a single case of a 4080 or a 4070 or 4070 Ti yet. Is it?
Yeah, I'm hearing the same, but also, like, it's just a power draw thing. Like, I'm sure if you overclock to 4080,
yeah,
like,
so we'll get into that.
Be some issues. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing I noticed is 40.
Apparently, just real quick, apparently it's not only the official adapters now. Apparently, some people are having issues with aftermarket adapters on the board itself.
Wow. Okay. So happening on 4090s. This is what the general trend is. It's happening on 4090s. 4090 uses the most power out of the 4000 stack. And these people were using it not for gaming. They were using it for just, I guess, 24/7 high power consumption. So what I can see here is, first of all, it's a power. It can be not connecting the cable properly. I think that's one issue that's already proven. But I think there's a second issue going on here, and that is there's going to be the cables. It's just the cable itself is so small, so much power going through that such small area. There's going to be variance, and there's going to be, just like a faulty GPU makes it to market, there's going to be faulty connectors, and that's what I think is going to be happening here, because it's so hard. I mean, quality control is going to be so hard to get right. The smaller you go down in things like these power connectors, and you're rushing so much power through that, it's it's going to be melting.
Well,
So
it's not impossible to get that amount of power through that amount of surface area. It's just when you specify those tolerances, like, the more tolerance you give it, the cheaper it becomes. So, like, if you want it to be like a super, super low tolerance, you're going to be paying like 10 times the amount. So it's like, it's a balance game. Like, obviously, NVIDIA don't want to be shipping like $400 adapters with every graphics card. So it's like, where they've chosen the balance maybe isn't the best.
Yeah, I just think, I honestly think, like, for instance, the 4060 Ti, one thing I forgot to critique, I would have just liked to have seen the single 8-pin connector too on that.
It doesn't need a 12-pin.
No,
it doesn't. Pin, sorry.
Well, it's like the 8-pin is the single 8-pin to 16-pin. It's like, oh, okay, I kind of thought that was...
You're doing it as well.
Yeah, it was kind of like...
There's too many.
Yeah, so... Oh, just calling it the 12-pin. Well, it is technically the pins that matter. There's only 12 pins that matter. It's just like they got these extra 4 pins up in this area here that don't really matter. So, so do let us know in chat, guys. Do let us know in chat what you guys think about this. We'll quickly have some questions in relation to whatever. I mean, whatever, guys. Any questions, be sure to ask them too. Most people who can afford a 4090 aren't total idiots, right? And yet, I think that's a good question. I mean, if you're buying a 4090 at this price, I'm pretty sure the majority of people are going to make sure everything's fit petite, right? It's not like you're getting a $100 banger and you're just slapping it together and going, yeah, she'll be right, mate. No, I'm pretty sure most people with their 4090s in their builds would be very like petite and peculiar about everything. And so I think at this stage, there is the cable not being connected properly. I'm sure that's an issue, but I think there's a greater issue here, being that 4080s and 4070s and 4070 Ti's have been out for quite a while now, and it's they're not melting. It's the 4090s, the connectors are melting, and this thing uses up a lot of power, man. Like, it does use up a lot of power to get its performance. So I think that's another logical thing. It's just the variance in connectors. There's going to be faulty connectors that make it to market. Now, that's if you're paying $1,600 for a graphics card, that's going to be absolutely devastating. So yeah.
Okay, but also I want to play devil's advocate. Like, people are saying, like, oh, if you got 4090 money, you're not going to be stupid with it. Think about pre-builds or like OEMs. Like, those still have those 16-pin connectors. Like, but they're just mass assembled. Like, it's not like a one person plugging it in, taking their time with it, saying like, oh, I know these are faulty, I'm gonna like put in extra care. No, they're just banging these together, like sometimes even automated. Like, I doubt Dell's doing them all by hand, you know?
Yeah, so that's another good point. So it's it's one of those things that still exists, guys. So if you have any stories relating to these connectors, so Philip, he says, I also have a 4080 ASUS in my wife's machine and a reference 4080 in my TV, and I've had zero issues with the so this is what I think it's only happening on the 4090s, which should tell you it is. If it keeps happening on only that model, it's then too much power draw and just perhaps some faulty connectors that are connectors that don't have the tolerance. Something's happened and it's just that anomaly. So yeah.
Well, see, the thing about tolerance is, like, when you do talk about tolerance, usually when the gap is too big with electrics, you'll see them arcing and then welding together. But that's not really happening. It's a plastic that's melting. So it might be like the actual material's too thin and it's heating up because of that.
Yeah. I mean, it could be another thing as well. You got to look at another thing that's as well, is what humidity is these environments that they're being run in. So one thing we don't get enough information on with these conditions, I mean, is the atmosphere. So, I mean, there's a big difference between 80% humidity and 40%, right? So huge difference. And that could be another factor. So there's actually, it's kind of like, I mean, it would suck to be, it sucked to be NVIDIA dealing with this. Like,
Yeah, well, they can't catch a break.
Yeah, and the
But
46 guys.
to be fair, they pushed out this product, so it's on them. So
Yeah, so the 4060 Ti, we're going to do a live stream on that. Don't worry, we're going to do a dedicated live stream on the 4060 Ti, but we're waiting for the RX 7600 is just around the corner. It is so close. So we might as well talk about the both of them mixed in. It's going to just be a good video talking about those together. So the general consensus with the 4060 Ti was it's just getting absolutely trashed on. I mean, we go on. It's a hot topic. I thought it was okay. I think it's pretty good. Like being given everything. If you look at $2,020, if you look at $2,020, and then you go to $2,022, 2020. I mean, it's coming down now. We'll talk about this a little bit later in relation to CPU prices, which is huge. We made some predictions here a few months ago, and they're all coming to fruition. In the prices, but regardless, this point here, when they forecasted all these prices for 3060 Ti's and everything, money supply was $15 trillion M2 money supply. Now went all the way up to 21 trillion in such a short time. That's highly inflationary by anyone's standards. So if we're looking at, everyone's thinking that, one thing I'll say there is everyone's saying that it's 2020 $399. It's actually crazy to think in a. I'm trying to my title. The reason I made the title the way it was, I was like, no, I want to sort of show people that yes, NVIDIA could. I think NVIDIA could drop this card down to 349. I think they could. I think that would have actually been a home run for them. I think that's what the market needs right now.
Well, I mean, I'm sure.
And just that $50, such a huge difference. And I know this because when I sell PCs, $50 can be the difference between selling all your PCs out and keeping them all. Just $50. Yeah. So, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I'm sure they've priced that in with all the sales. That'd be a really attractive card. Basically, the same price when you're talking about MSRPs adjusted for inflation. And I don't think a lot of people understand that they basically are the same kind of price.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, yeah, so that's $289. And so people are going buy an ARC 16 gigabyte 349. Well, Intel's not going to be in business for too much longer. At 349, that's what I mean. An RX 6700 XT, that's not going to be at that price. Look how much lower it is than MSRP. These companies are just going to pack up shop and stop making these GPUs at these prices in this current environment with M2 money supply where it is a material cost and everything. So you got to look at it from PC gaming will get hollowed out. It will just die in a few years' time if everything is just getting totally trashed on. And I mean, I'm taking a different look here. I'm saying it's not total trash. It's actually okay. I mean, please tell me, what other NVIDIA card are you going to buy right now? Someone comes to you and says, hey, Yusuf, I want to buy an NVIDIA graphics card for $399. What are you going to recommend them? Tell me.
Well, I mean, why would you buy a 3060 Ti when it's a 4060 Ti? Well, I mean, put it this way. When a 3060 Ti goes, discontinued out of stock, you're going to buy a 4060 Ti. They're not, it's not a good upgrade if you've already got a 3060 or a 3060 Ti. There's no, real reason you should go out and pay $100 more for barely better performance, but if those cards are discontinued, it's what else are you gonna buy? yeah, what you're saying.
I mean, it's I said in my review everything I needed to say. That's my whole thoughts on it is that the raster it's not, if you're looking at it from a 3060 Ti perspective, the raster's not that big. It's actually not that impressive. But then, what else are you going to get from NVIDIA for $399?
Refresh instead of a upgrade, It seems like how Intel, sometimes they release the same chip just with a new, with a new generation. It's the same sort of thing.
But I just made a video, before that, I just made a video saying the RX 6700 is a great buy at $280. So, yeah, I mean, good value and great value are two different things. So it just depends. You can go, which flavor do you want? Go check around. There's all different tech channels to get which kind of opinion you want. So at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to the RX 7600 too. It's going to be a great shake-up. At
the end of the day, competition is just going to be so good for the market.
it's going to have to get, and this is what I mean with this money supply going down. As long as this continues, right? As long as this trend continues, and there's not like none of these hiccups that we pull on the Fed's total asset. As long as there's no more excessive money printing coming back, yeah, I mean things will start to heal. That's the good thing. Things will start to heal. Prices will go down. So there it is. That's on that topic. But we'll go, once the RX 7600 is released, we'll go into a full live stream on GPU chat. So you guys can join on in and chat about all that. And I think, I think was there some drama like Jay's 2 cents released the 40, like Phil or something, his video editor released the 4060 Ti review going, it's amazing.
No, like I was reading a comment on the apology video. He's like saying, "Oh," and then like the title doesn't match what they're saying in the video, so they've obviously had like conflicting opinions internally. It's like,
I just got told Phil said it was amazing, like it's the best thing ever or something. Like, I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I think the guy's a happy guy, he's an upbeat guy. So, I mean, it just depends on which way you look at it. I mean, yeah, I just think one thing people have to realize is that an ARC 770 at 16 gigabytes at 349 is Intel's just, yeah, don't be surprised if Intel's not in the GPU business in 2 years' time, because you have to be able to turn a profit in anything you do. I understand that.
Well, I mean, they're definitely copying that profit on the chin. Like they're selling it at such aggressive pricing, not because it's profitable there, but because it's their first entry to the market. Like they're copying that because they have all this revenue from other sources, like their data center, their CPUs for consumer, all that other like revenue coming in that can offset the lower price for this first generation GPU. But like,
yeah,
if it's not competitive for like their second or third generation, they're just not going to make it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reality. I mean, Raja Kaduri's almost got the can. Intel is out of Intel, AMD, and NVIDIA. Intel is hurting like a lot right now. They've got the most debt when interest rates are going up, and they've got to resurface that debt at much higher rates. Actually, we'll get on to Intel a little bit later, but we'll look at the ARC 770 and the prices right now of this GPU. Okay, I can't even really, like, I'm looking on Newegg, I can't even find the card. In Japan, it's actually pretty expensive for what it is. So
yeah, even here it's like $560, like more than.
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, like it's like cheaper than the 3060 Ti, but like,
so it's $461. That's $750. Is that 8 gig? That's coming at $313. So I don't know where's the 349. So I don't know. Anyway, I'll look at it in Japan. It's ARC 770, 16 gigabyte. I mean, I'm just looking at what's available. Like that's why the ARC 6700, I like that. It's 280. Okay, so it's 5 MAN. It's number 19. So what is the top selling GPUs here in Japan? The 3060 12 gig is the top selling GPU. And that's what I mean. They
tell you a lot.
Yeah, so again, we've talked about this. Like the price thresholds are huge. NVIDIA is fighting themselves, right? They're their own worst enemy because people can't afford these new 40. These are new 40 series cards. The 4070 is number 3. It's the latest NVIDIA release card. Well, the 4060 Ti is coming out very soon, but this is showing you that people just don't have that kind of money to spend on GPUs. And so as much as NVIDIA wants you to buy a 4070 or a 4070 Ti, people just don't have the money to spend on it. It's that simple. What games am I going to be playing? Well, all my friends are playing Apex Legends or Fortnite. What do I need for that? Well, 3060 is going to play fine. RX 6600 is going to play fine.
That's the thing. We're like getting into diminishing returns. We're like people who want like a console-esque experience. So like 1440p, like 60 FPS medium settings. Like you can get that on the low end. It's really good.
Yeah. So I mean yeah, so we'll talk about the ASUS stuff as well. I actually got a lot of messages behind the scenes, like, what do you think of the ASUS Fiasco? What do you think? We'll get onto that very soon, soon, because it's a lot more than meets the eye with motherboards. I mean, ASUS is really messed up, like this latest one, and that's it's something that actually the other motherboard manufacturers do not even want to talk about. Like they kind of like all just like, yeah, I guess they kind of. I don't know, maybe the other manufacturers feel sorry for ASUS, I don't know, but they're just copping a beat down right now, and it's like such a stupid thing they did too. But anyway, let's look GPU market right now. Price is price threshold is a big thing right now. NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, they're all finding out the hard way. Look at the top 5 GPUs. Last gen models are all there. Actually, top 5 GPUs, RTX 3060 and RX 6600 are on the top 5. So 3 slots. 4090, 4080 is nowhere to be found. 4070 is coming down in price still. It's coming down in price. Under MSRP. We've talked about
and 4060 isn't for sale yet, is it? So
yeah, and that's coming out very soon.
Couldn't even be on the charts.
I'm just trying to find out the differences. The partner cards, does the reference model have NDA tonight? I'm trying to get all that information. So I know partner cards tomorrow night will be the night for that. So 6,700, yeah, $270. This is not going to stay at this price. This is in the next few months. This will be again, the AMD can't sell these cards and churn out a profit. Well, not very little. When you factor in, you got to factor in warranties, retailer costs, everything in the pipeline. 279. This is a bargain for this card. 270. So that's
for which card?
The RX 6700. So
oh yeah, that's really good.
It's like it's literally I made 2 videos on it. I put in a PC build. I made a dedicated video to it. I think it's great value. It's a really good card. Undervolts extremely well. So there you go. Great value card. And that's the one to get right now. I just think prices like Arc, when Arc was too low, when that was like, I think wasn't the 16 gig model going at like $250? Well, it was like really cheap prices.
Hey, that's crazy.
Yeah. When they were getting sold out really cheap prices, they sold out really quickly. And so now they're higher priced. Like Arc in Japan is more than a 3060. It's much more than a 6600. And sure, you got more VRAM, but for me, like, VRAM's another, we'll go on to VRAM later. Let's get on to this ASUS topic, which is another big, huge talking point too. So this is at Micro Center. Lots of Intel boards here, though. I think a lot of people perhaps are just returning their ASUS boards anyway. If they're still under warranty or something. There's so many open box ASUS motherboards here. Like, it's just littered with ASUS motherboards. That's an insane photo.
Oh, what boards are they? I don't see the.
I mean, there's an assortment there. There's a lot like there's B550s, B650s. There's a lot of Intel Z490 boards here.
The Bricks ones.
Yeah, so a lot of Prime motherboards, a lot of everything ASUS. So
okay, so the low end, okay.
Yeah, so this one came from Reddit users having problems with bulging CPUs, and Gamers Nexus did a they're on top of all this stuff in terms of really fast turnover, man. Like, they do some really fast, in-depth work, hey? Like, their team's absolutely amazing at what they do. Sorry, just got popped up with an ad.
Can't avoid it.
This guy is straight up floss, and he's like,
they
3 different professions.
They've taken the whole, like, basically what they did was they investigated the whole issue and found it was mainly just ASUS overvolting the SoC when you lock in Expo memory profiles, or even other profiles for that matter, XMP as well. So the reason for this, I think Frame Chasers said it first. The reason they did this is they just wanted every single memory profile to work with all the CPUs across the stack. So you get a Ryzen 5 7600X CPU, you pop it in with your 6000 megahertz Expo, it's guaranteed to boot up. Yeah. And that's the reason they did it. But the problem is that they didn't test it thoroughly and properly and what it could do to the CPUs, especially if they're in hotter environments. Again, there's so many factors here when you're pushing voltage past. And this is the thing, people are like, it's AMD. It's not AMD's fault. This is actually not AMD's fault. Like, when something's AMD's fault, I'll tell you guys when I think it's AMD's fault. I do not think this is AMD's fault. I think AMD have perhaps taken a bit of the PR brunt here, which they didn't need to.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate again, just for a little bit. When MSI released their firmwares, they're like, oh yeah, we were basing it on the AMD recommended spec, and when AMD updated that recommended spec, we pushed out a new firmware update. So it could have just been that, like, AMD's like, yeah, this is the huge safe amount, and then they've just, like ASUS have just biased towards that higher end.
No, I think their limit, they recommended it, wasn't it 1.2 volt? But then they said the limit's 1.3. Don't go above that. And ASUS is in Games Next video is showing it's actually going above 1.3 in real values. It goes up to as high as 1.4. And as you go up with volt, the biggest thing with voltages is it's so dangerous. 1.2 to 1.4 volt is not a linear scale. It's like a multiplier effect. So think of the power consumption that can happen and the heat. It can go up exponentially. And the second thing is like they said in the video, is the safety circuits are just not working properly there, and it's cutting. The CPU's not cutting out when it should be, or the motherboard's not doing the cutting when it should be. So something just really weird. It's bizarre here, but I think again, AMD has said this is the limit. You don't go over that limit. And if they're recommending 1.2 volts, stay at 1.2 volt. I mean, these guys made the CPU. I think they know what's best for it. And so it's like, okay, well, they should just limit it at 1.2. Well, what if people want to do some serious overclocking and they have really good cooling solutions, right? You can't limit that. You're buying X670E. The E stands for enthusiast, doesn't it?
Like, I thought it was like their extended range, because that's when they used to do back when they used to do like big EATX. I thought it was like their top end huge one.
I mean, no, it's just.
It might have changed nowadays.
E's just. I thought it was E stands for extreme, maybe extreme. But anyway, bottom line is, if you're buying an X670E motherboard, you want all the limits off. You're doing your manual thing. You don't want to have to deal with limits. Like, you just want to tune your CPU. So there's that there. That's why that exists for people who want to go that route.
Well, see, MSI have done something different. They've said, okay, this is your limit, and anything positive that is just blocked. Like, that's it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's going to stop RMAs. It's going to stop burning up CPUs. So, definitely. I mean, hey, if that's the way it's got to be. But I mean, yeah. Wow.
Well,
what a
RAM's cheap nowadays. It's like you'd rather like have like, say you buy 2 brand new sticks, you plug it in, you run the Expo, it's not 100% stable. Just sell it, return it, buy new RAM. It's so cheap. Like, there's no reason you should replace a whole CPU because of an issue with RAM.
Yeah, but even then, I've had numerous experiences in the past with XMP profiles actually not working out of the box. I just dropped it down 200 megahertz. So say, for instance, the 3200 megahertz kit didn't work. I just dropped it down to 3000 because for me, it's such a pain to go to the store, put in an RMA. All that time, I'm not getting that time back. All for 200 megahertz on my memory.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you can go down that path if you really, really wanted like that exact thing. There's no reason you should push the voltages to unsafe levels, like, to get your memory where it should be.
I mean, just the people who have got these blown up CPUs, we got to ask them, was it worth it? You know what I mean? They're going to say absolutely not. Absolutely not, right? They're going to be.
Well, say they bought like the highest end AMD processor. Now they need to replace that and their motherboard because of like, what, $300 RAM?
Yeah, because ASUS is, like, if we look at those results, ASUS is the one overvolting the SoCs when no one else is doing it. So, I mean, ASRock, like, the thing is, okay, so now we're going to go into my experience with ASUS motherboards. I guess people are going to have all their experiences with ASUS products and whatnot. I'm going to tell you, in general, my thoughts with ASUS is, over the years, their attention to detail and quality on what really matters has dropped off. That's what I think. And this is just proof of that. It's proof of the whole, let's forget about what really matters on a motherboard and focus on the stuff that doesn't matter. RGB, fancy designs, all these fancy, like, Strix, Eagles, and OLED screens on motherboards. They've just gone away from what really makes a solid motherboard. Extremely good BIOS, tested thoroughly, low temperatures, easy to use, great cooler compatibility, looks clean,
good
looks
power
simple.
delivery, like efficiency, all that sort of stuff. Like,
just looks simple. That's me in a nutshell. That's me. I'm there. So, I mean, RGB and all that stuff, it became this big focus, but now look at all the attention they're getting. It's the wrong attention. They shouldn't be focusing on the RGB. They should be focusing on testing and stability. And so I think their BIOS teams dropped the ball over time, and it's showing. and it's actually physically showing up now with burnt CPUs. So for me personally, I stopped using ASUS after X299 roughly, around that era. Because ASRock, for me, ASRock was just so stable. So they're all like my test systems, my main system, everything is ASRock here. I mean, it's not, they're a channel sponsor, right? I get it. ASRock are a channel sponsor. Yeah, sure, they're a channel sponsor. But the reason I take their sponsorship is because I love their motherboards. Ever since X99, they've just become a different company.
Yeah.
They actually, and this is the thing, that I've talked about this in motherboard reviews, they use conservative voltages on their motherboards. Their voltages are conservative. And it's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to be safe than sorry. Not just that, it's better to have long-term products, especially if you want to reflip your stuff. And yeah, I feel like there's countless videos made about people buying the cheapest motherboards from ASRock, dropping i9s in them, and then calling them garbage. I'm not going to go into that separate video for maybe. Yeah, but I mean, there's like, go buy any.
The
cheapest motherboard.
It used to be the other way around. ASRock used to like only be like the really cheap stuff, and then ASUS used to like dominate the high end, and now it's sort of flipped where ASRock are like the stability kings on the high end. Like that Aqua build we did, synthetic sewer, like that was rock solid every time I was touching it. Like every time I was using that was like not a single issue.
So,
and I'm sure you had the same with the.
So as well, ASUS X58 was their peak. X79 too. They were so good. X58.
Oh
X79.
yeah, remember that build that we did? That first build when I started to work for you. That X79 with the tough motherboard. It came with the sheet, the little paper saying like, oh yeah, we've guaranteed stability. Like we've tested all this. We've got like all this like high end stuff. It's like they just don't do that anymore.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing.
They have pride in their quality control, and now it's just.
So I think it was Gigabyte in 2008, 2009 used to be the biggest motherboard manufacturer. And we look at what happened over them. Like Gigabyte boards, like literally almost like, I think it was like 1 in every 2 or 1 in every 3 boards that came through had memory compatibility issues for me. It was actually kind of surprising. MSI have really picked up. So MSI and ASRock have really picked up since X58. X58, both those brands were like bottom of the barrel. Like you got like, yeah, and then X79,
personally for me, like I've had very bad experiences with old MSI, so it's more of like a grudge thing for me. But I've had like lots of people who've like run MSI on the high end, they've run it on their GPUs, motherboards, and they've had no issues. So
for me, it's their PR team. Yeah, for me, it's their PR team, dude. Yeah, dude, they've done some scummy things to me in the past, man. Like, I've already gone over it. I mean, we can go over it again if the chat doesn't know what's up. But yeah, like. MSI are just like, I mean, it's not just me. Other reviewers have pointed, like, yeah, GN, I think GN, Greg Salazar, a lot of people have pointed out like MSI and how they're just, they've done some whack things, but their motherboards are solid. Like, well, you know, that's the most. I guess if you're buying a motherboard, that's the thing that matters the most.
Yeah, like, the consumer doesn't care about the PR for the YouTubers.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't. I mean, in ways they kind of shouldn't. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not at their house cooking them breakfast or anything like that. So there's no reason why they should. I mean, this is not. It's just, I'm personally, you're going to see less. Like, the stuff that I buy off the used market or new market when it's on sale, it's a really good price. Then you'll see it on the channel. That's with MSI. So, but honestly, it's MSI and ASRock have really taken off since X99, the pair of them. I think they've done really well over time and getting stable and better BIOSes out, making sure their products don't go up in flames. I mean, ASRock had their issues. I mean, H97 performance. I remember retailers telling me that was a bugged out model. That had a lot of RMAs, but it wasn't destroying CPUs. It was just motherboard had a lot of faulty part, like a part that was really weak and it went out really quickly on it. I forgot what it exactly was, but it was H97 performance. I remember that one had a lot of returns. But again, they guaranteed the products, they changed the motherboards, whatnot. But
nowadays, sorry, go.
There was also USB connectivity issues, but they were fixed with BIOS updates. So if there was problems, they weren't like as catastrophic as they weren't even near catastrophic. But this ASUS board problem is a catastrophic failure. It's a problem, like it's a massive problem, because it can turn into potential house fires, I guess, if we go that way. Because dude, I had a GPU on a parts hunt in December when I was in Australia. Went up in flames, dude. I had to switch the power supply off straight away. Like, I got a little bit of the smoke on camera, but yeah, that thing it went up in flames, man. And that's that's a fire that then can break out. And even if the safety circuits trip on, the fire's starting to burn itself now. Combustion.
Yeah.
So yeah, combustion's a real thing. The
damage is done at that point.
Well, yeah, I mean, the damage is done, but combustion can take over and say, "Hey, how you doing? You got the fire extinguisher on?"
Yeah, even if you cut power, like if the fire's still burning, it's still burning.
Especially if the paint's flammable and whatnot or whatever.
True.
Yeah, man. Then
I wonder if that motherboard manufacturers see like what's the flammability of our like PCB coating, or our anodizing for our plastic bits or our metal bits.
That would be an amazing video. Testing flammability of computers. And then we have testing motherboard flammability. ASUS versus ASRock versus Gigabyte versus MSI. Who's got
get the cheapest motherboard, try and put a lighter to it.
Yeah, man, the butane lighter, bro. Just fire that thing up. Let's do it. Get the safety goggles. Yeah.
Oh, and then the next thing would be like, what coating can you put on? Like, can you spray pan it? Can you plasti dip it to fireproof your motherboard?
Is plasti dip? I forgot about plasti dip. Is that flammable or non-flammable?
I don't know.
I think it's flammable, is it? Or...
Is it? I thought it's like a rubber coating.
I mean, anything's flammable with enough fire.
Yeah, true.
Anything will melt with enough fire. So we're going to hear the next topic, though. We'll go into the next main topic, and then we'll move over to chat with you guys, ask your questions, and we'll have a bit of fun. And so what we got here is CPU price drops. Huge news coming. Like, I just seen this. So I was like, someone sent me a link. They're like, Brian, check out the i5 13500. Just had a price drop. And that's now $210. I was like, whoa, that's a CPU that's a bargain right now. I checked out the 13500. I thought it was actually really good. And we got here
You're like 20 threads, aren't you, for like $210? That's a lot of performance for the money.
Yeah, so you're going to see CPUs come down. 7900X3D, I mean, 7950X3D hasn't come down in price, but you'll probably see that one come down in price because a lot of people just go for the 7800X3D. But the Ryzen 5 5500 is now under $90, 2 cents under $90. Like, that's solid for just a budget CPU, a banger. If you just want a 6-core, 12-thread banger, and because it's not as power hungry as a 5600, the included race stealth will be good. I mean, you can undervolt this CPU as well, and that would be the way to go. That's.
Do you know the power consumption off the top of your head?
Like, I mean, I was getting it down to like 45 watts or something like that. I think off the top of
Really?
my head. Like, that's max load. Yeah, that's how good these CPUs are in terms of just low power consumption. During gaming, it's like maybe like 30 watts or something like that. Yeah, you can get really, really good deals at the moment. Just got to look around and then tune your stuff the other way. Nowadays, another thing as well, a lot of these companies will just over-tune their products too. And I was if there's anything, like back to the motherboard fiasco though, quickly, if there's anything to critique AMD for, it's wanting to this overdrive culture, and Intel is even more guilty of this. It's overdriving your products out of the get-go, too much voltage, too much speed. And for instance, I had the 13900K in the recent Antec video. It was going to 5.5 gigahertz, all cores out of the box. I mean, you could tune that 5.5 gigahertz, sure. Like, definitely could tune it, make it more tolerable. But out of the box, it was auto-volting really high, 5.5 gigahertz all cores. And because it was so high, the voltage, it was throttling down to 5.4 gigahertz with a 360mm water cooler. And so I just tuned it down, just quickly tuned it down, undervolted it, 100 millivolt offset, down to 5 gigahertz all cores, bang. Temperatures, power consumption just went down like nearly 100 watts. That's just like, are people really going to miss that 9% or 10% performance? Are people really going to miss that at the cost of just running a toaster oven? And same with the 7950X when that was first launched. Same story. 100 watts. another 100 watts. It's like, what is going on with these companies? Are they just like fighting each other for this benchmark scores?
And well, I think it's just more of like a, hey, look at what we can do, but like also at the same time, it shouldn't be the default. Like, it should be like, hey, here's what you can get out of the box, but if you want to push it, here's what you can get. It's like, that should be the culture. It should be like, hey, look at what we overclocked to, not like, hey, here's a 350 watt CPU.
Or here, count the days on your 3-year warranty because
exactly.
Because if it runs out, we ain't replacing that CPU for you after 3 years.
For sure.
And that's the problem. Like, if you go back to the X58 days, X58, those CPUs launched. It was only the top model that was a bit more aggressive on power. That you got your i7-920 or whatever. That was out of the box. That had so much overclocking headroom because it wasn't aggressively tuned out of the box. So we've gone from this whole culture of just release CPUs at safe values. Everyone's having a safe, happy time. It's like, you've got the safety brakes. It's like you're riding your bike. You're putting a kid on with these, got these little, the training wheels on his bike. But then, nowadays you're putting the kid on the bike. You put him on a 20-inch BMX bike, little 5-year-old, and then no training wheels, and just say, hey, start learning to ride the bike.
Well, see, like, it's not even that. Like I've heard stories, and even some people in chat saying like, oh yeah, I remember the Pentium days where like you used to be able to get so much extra headroom from like so much extra performance from what you've already bought. It's like, yeah, what happened to those days where it's like your CPU's not running at like its absolute limit? Like, is that just not marketable anymore? Like,
and this is where we get into the main topic. Why are they doing this? Tell me.
Oh, I know. It's just for like, I want to sell more.
Does the audience know? Does the audience know the real reason? We're gonna stop. Just pause for a second. Do you really think it's the benchmark charts? Do you really think it's the benchmarks on the charts? They're competing with each other. Do you think that's it?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people.
So the real reason, I think, is stagnation. So, right, if you're releasing a 5000 series processor and then you're releasing a 7000 series processor, how are you going to get people to buy the 7000 series processor when the 5000 series is already so good? Overvolt it. Push it to the max.
Nah.
Hey, look at the benchmarks.
So you're saying Moore's law is dead, but they're pushing it beyond its limits just to prove that it isn't?
Yeah, that could be one. That would be a good take. So that's a pretty solid take. But they've got to keep selling you stuff, man. Yeah. They've got to keep selling you. You're not going to upgrade, right? If you've got a product that's not giving you much more performance, especially at the same power levels, what incentive do you have to upgrade? Oh, I'm happy with my 5950X. I don't need to upgrade. Well, hey, look at this. Look at the benchmark charts. It's a lot faster. And so that's kind of where you're going with that. It's to drive sales. It's to but in the same time, you're forgetting about that safety. You're just throwing it out the window in a lot of ways. And,
yeah. I mean, like, I'm happy with my 10600K, and I think you got a 10850K. Like,
yeah. I was talking about behind the scenes. Yeah, so I'm going back to 10th gen. Because
it's like it's good enough, and it's got like it's still on ring bus, so it's got that lower latency, and it's like, do you really need that absolute performance for like a Cinebench run? Like, even us, we're video editing. Like, I'm doing like compiling code and all that sort of stuff as well, like very CPU heavy tasks, and it's like, it's fine. I'm on a 10600K, not even a 10900K. I'm not struggling.
The 10850K, I'm just like, I'm just using my PC at the moment. I'm very sensitive, I'd say, when I'm smashing out videos, like editing, like you've seen me edit videos, right? Just like, I'll just hose through it, fingertip grip on the mouse. We got the fingertip grip. That's the Razer Mini Viper. That's the one I'm using. I've actually got two of them. They're such a good mouse. So I've got the Razer Viper Mini on I think it's a Gigantus V2. You got to check out that mouse pad. I'm not like, you'd think I'm sponsored by Razer right now, but no, honestly, this is stuff that you should. It's not even that. It's not an expensive mouse pad, but it's actually an amazing mouse pad.
How much is it for you? because it's like
in Japan,
$80 here.
in Japan, I think I got it for Nissan, which would have been like $13. It should be $10. Like you should actually be able to get this pad for $10. So for me,
just a small one. Yeah.
yeah, for
It's
me,
around $30 here,
oh wow, okay, that's expensive.
and it goes up to $100 for the extra large.
That's
So-
an Aussie rip-off, that one. straight
Yeah,
up.
well, classic.
Yeah, so the bottom line is there's like I'm trying to do everything outside just a benchmark to enhance my productivity. The most important thing for me was changing my mouse pad, having it so it matches the DPI, everything, so I can snap around quickly in Windows. But as I'm doing that, I'm noticing like I used to have a better experience on some of the older gear. Like especially 10th gen. That was when I'm noticing the difference between 10th gen and 12th gen and 13th gen. There's some added on latency there. I just think in just your general usage on your desktop, there's some added on latency. So I disabled the E-cores recently, and that's kind of helped. I don't get these big, I was telling you about these big stutters I was getting. The big stutters have gone now in Windows 11. And also I want to go back to Windows.
So you think Thread Director is not doing its job? So it's sending when you're trying to do something very frequency intensive, it's accidentally sending it to the E-cores, and if you disable those E-cores, obviously you can't do that.
Yeah, it's just choke. I mean, yeah, you're having a bit of a choke. Yeah, so it's the CPU's just choking sometimes on the desktop. So I was like, okay, I'm just disable that. So yeah, we're going back to 10th gen because
crazy.
Well, the price of the 10850K is actually really good. I got it for $260. So that's the i9. It's 10 cores, 20 threads, and that's ring bus. This is a really good deal too. If you disable, like you can disable these E-cores, 12700K, you're getting 8 performance cores, 16 threads, 12700K. It's $270 now with the iGPU. So that's why I use Intel. Like I'm using Intel because the iGPU is so good in Premiere Pro, as well as the GPU utilization's nuts now. So there's that reason there, but the CPU prices are just plummeting, man. 5800 X3D's really cheap. That's coming close to under $300. Fantastic gaming CPU. 7900X. This one was another one. I was like, whoa, that's $380 now. 7900X,
wow.
yeah. 7900X, like that's cheap, right? That is cheap. That is so cheap.
Oh, they're not that cheap in Oz.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah,
Of course not. But...
yeah, must be an American oversupply there. So
yeah. Well, if you're in the US and you want to snap up the bargain, like it's looking pretty.
Well,
pretty
so yeah, but back to this, right? As that money supply keeps shrinking, right? We've never actually seen this in our lives. In our lives, we've never seen the money supply contract now at the rate it's contracted at in the last year. So
when's the last time it's happened?
Sorry?
Just a little tangent. When's the last time it's happened? Like properly?
Great Depression.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. If we go back, when was the last time the money supply contracted that bad? Would have been I mean, it's not on this graph here, but probably go back to the Great Depression, man. That's when the money supply contracted. I remember from my research, like Great Depression, there was big money contraction because people were going bust dollar. Businesses were going out of business.
Yeah.
Putting up the for sale sign was going up, closed. That was happening then. So yeah, as long as if this effect keeps happening, money supply keeps contracting, you're going to see prices get cheaper in general, especially for tech products. Because as we said in the 4060 Ti review, it's a luxury option. It's a luxury good. People don't need a graphics card. People don't need a CPU. And so that was as soon as this started plateauing. Last year, I was making a lot of finance videos because this started plateauing. People are like, oh, GPU price is just going to keep going up forever. CPU price, everything, tech's just going to keep getting more and more expensive. And I was like, guys, just a bit of a hot take here. I don't think it's going to happen. Met with so like, you don't know, typical comments. And now it's completely different, right? Everything's healing in PC parts. The prices, it's never been a better time to build a PC in the last few years. Whether it's used or new, prices are extremely good right now, believe it or not. And yeah, it's going to keep getting better. The prices will get better if you've stored away some cash. Now, remember, I don't know if you remember, but I got some advice. I got asked a question from, I think it was Manny. Manny asked me a question, what he should have done with his GPU. And do you remember that? Going back, it's a bit of a throwback about a year ago. Or it was during the crypto boom.
Don't remember like the
and
name.
He had a Vega 64. He had a Vega 64. And he asked me what I should have done, and I said, sell that Vega 64. I think it was like $500 he could have got for it, and just keep the $500. and then just wait for a good deal. So he could have turned a Vega 64 into now a 4060 Ti and pocketed $100.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to like the fact that they're a luxury good, like I remember like being happy with a 970, like, and you're getting a lot more money, a lot more performance for a lot less money. So it has like innovated, like, but if you are tight on cash, the used market's as good as it's ever gonna get.
It's really good. So yeah, even then, there's just bargains everywhere now. So the CPUs, I'm shocked that some of these CPUs, like 13500s, come down in price so quickly.
Yeah.
That's actually like, this CPU is, you could be high-end CPU. Like, believe it or not. I know there's the 13900K, 13700K, but this CPU could be considered high-end. It's that good. That's my experience with it. It was actually really good.
I mean, like, what would a high-end CPU need for a gamer? It's like, do you really need 24 threads? Probably not. You'd probably be better off with less threads at a higher frequency, like for most games.
Yeah.
Like,
but you can, you can tune this thing too. That's the thing. Just because it's not a K CPU, there's a big thing in the market. Just because it's not a K CPU doesn't mean you cannot tune that CPU. You can undervolt it. And just think of Intel has already put the overclock in there for you. They've already done the hard work. They've already gave you 4.8 gigahertz all cores. Just find the best voltage for it now. And
undervolting is going to be the new meta. It's like they're pushing it. They're pushing it like so far out of the box. Let's see how like close we can get to that stable, but at the lowest power consumption, at the lowest cooling requirements. Like, get them into like nice small cases so you can actually move them around. Like, go on the days where you need like a super tower on a LAN trip. Like, both me and you have ITX systems. It's like, let's be real. Like, even people with ATX systems, like, do they really need those PCI slots?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
If you're giving away like your SATA and you need SATA, sure, fair enough. Like micro ATX, but ATX is kind of dead to me. Like, you don't have sound cards, you don't have like 3D accelerators, you don't have like maybe storage, maybe a capture card, but like besides that, like ITX is all most gamers need. Like the rest is just wasted space.
That's it. All right, so guys, we're going to move over to Q&A now. So that's the live stream, all the gist of the topics. But while we do, you can get today's live stream sponsor, SCD Keys. You can grab yourself that Windows 10, which will work on Windows 11 too. So don't need to go out and get the Windows 11 key because Windows 10 will work fine. Whack in that BFTYC code, get it for $15, and you are sweet. Get activated. Links in description for that. They've also got some other links in there you can check out. Though, let's get on to the chat and the questions. And also, did you have any questions? What's on your mind?
I mean, okay, if I was just born today at my age, I had no setup, what CPU, GPU would you get? Like, I just want to play any FPS game, like say Call of Duty 1440p 60 FPS medium settings. What do I get? I don't have any system to upgrade. I've got nothing. What's the go-to?
Just Call of Duty? Well, Call of Duty's AMD, like better value.
Okay, well, just something that can play every game 1440p medium settings.
1440p medium settings, I would go. I mean, I'd go for a Ryzen 5 5500 RX 6700, maybe i3 12100. So
there you go. So is that what you would recommend? Like, say there's like a parent buying a first gaming system for a kid. Is that what you'd recommend?
It depends where you live too. So
that
would be a base. That would be a base start though. Look at those two CPUs. Look at those two CPUs. Look at that GPU and put that one together. Because the good thing about the 5500, another really good thing, is that you can't really stuff up with motherboard choice. Because it's a low power consumption CPU too, you can't really make any mistakes with the motherboard in terms of things throttling and problems going wrong. So there's another plus. So yeah, that'd be my tip.
Well, I mean, the used market's always going to be the meta. Like, there's no way you're getting past that. But
yeah,
for people who want to buy new, it's good to know.
Yeah. So okay, we got this from Sad Kid Y now. So would a 4070 Ti be a good upgrade from a 2080 with a Ryzen 5 3600 XT? I mean, it would be an upgrade, but like, I like the 2080 is actually a really good card on the used market for like one card that I'm always looking at too. So I kind of, if you're on that higher end RTX 2000 series, I would just wait a little bit actually. Just see what goes on and see what's going to happen in the next few months. That would be my advice. So it would be a good upgrade, but I don't think it would be the best upgrade. I'd personally just wait it out a little bit. At this point in time, my advice in general is to, as this keeps going lower, if you've got the cash, as this M2 money supply keeps going lower, better deals are going to keep popping up. It's that simple. That's how simple it is. So just keep on the patience. Keep on the side now with patience. There's no. Yeah. I think there was
when anyone's asking, should I upgrade? It's like a matter of also you need to ask yourself, do I need it? Like, am I like for my monitor, like and my monitor and like resolution combo, like, am I getting what I need? Yes, no. If you're getting like significantly less, like if say you're running a 4K monitor and you're like getting like 10 FPS, obviously you probably want to upgrade. But if you're running like 1440p, like most people are, like I've even seen a lot of gamers still at 1080p. Like, do they need a 4090? Hell no, absolutely. No. It's like it's more of a matter of what do you need for your setup.
Yeah, and there's heaps of options out there. There's heaps of options.
2080 is a very solid card even to this day. Like,
yeah, I really like the 2080, man. Like, I mean, for me, I've kind of got a bias. This is a sad thing. There's a personal, I've got a bias in terms of these older cards because my favorite two games are Apex Legends and Dota 2, and they still are. Like, these new games come out. Like, if you've looked at, have you played The Last of Us?
On the PlayStation?
PC. Okay,
no,
the skill cap is just sad, man. Like it's actually kind of embarrassing how bad the skill cap on this game is. Like I remember Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation 1 having better NPC awareness. Like yeah, so I'm at this one spot, I'm dropping one dude, and these friends keep coming and see a body and they just keep getting dropped in the same manner. And it's like I'm just scratching.
That's also a bit of like game coding is like they didn't code in the fact that there's meant to be awareness.
Yeah, man. Like I remember Metal Gear Solid back on the PlayStation. Yeah, but I remember like the first game in 1990s or whatever back on PlayStation had much more difficulty than this. Like what? Like, and this is meant to be like, yeah. Anyway, don't get me started there. But Brocky's Thoughts donates 15 Aussie dollars. Thank you very much for the donation, brother. With products like Rog Ally, do we even need a PC anymore? To me, it's going down this route. Can do mostly anything and can also add a GPU and a monitor if wanted.
Well, it depends on what you're doing. Like if you're
doing that's the small gaming PC, the Rog
Ally?
It's
basically the Steam Deck, but it's ASUS's version, and it's a little bit more powerful from what I've heard. But it's like if you're doing a lot of traveling and you want a game on the go, it's great, absolutely. But if like your day-to-day life is lots of productivity, like lots of watching video and then like some gaming when you're at a desk, it's like you could just get a laptop. It's like you're really weighing up like how much opportunity cost you've like. Obviously the smaller you go, like say from a desktop to a laptop, you've got heat and power limits, and then when you go from a laptop to a tiny little handheld, it's that, but even more drastic. So
I guess it depends on who you are, though. The great thing about it, this is the great thing about PC gaming in general, is that you've just got options. You can do a lot. Like Mini ITX, the good thing is Mini ITX is getting a lot of focus. There's so many good coolers on Mini ITX now. There's
one thing I hate about Mini ITX is motherboard manufacturers still use it like as a chance to charge a premium. Like, yeah, you're condensing everything smaller, but it's physically smaller with the same components. I don't know why there should be such a premium.
They do have a lot higher end components on a lot of the Mini ITX stuff, though.
Yeah, like that's fair, but like also, where's your budget Mini ITX? Like,
yeah, true.
Like I was saying on my little rant before, like nobody needs ATX, but there's no low end ITX or there's lots of low end micro.
ASRock do a good H610M ITX. I think it's H610 ITX. I think so they've got some good options too. But in terms of handheld gaming, I can't give you much of an opinion there, to be honest, Brocky, because I don't handheld game. Like I don't even play games on my smartphone. I think I play Connect 4 with my son sometimes. That's about it. And like Connect 4. That's about it. So I mean, the way for me, I think PC gaming, like hardcore gaming, I would call it hardcore gaming maybe, like mouse, keyboard, 24-inch monitor or bigger, high refresh rate. That's here to stay if you're a competitive gamer. And look at the games that are all the most popular games. Fortnite, Dota 2, Valorant, especially Valorant. All these games are so competitive. They're highly competitive. So I don't think PC gaming is going anywhere. I don't think the Rog Ally or Steam Deck are going to take away from that at all. I think competitive gaming's here to stay. It's a huge trend coming through. So
yeah, but also like when these like beautiful games come out, like Metro, there's no way I'm playing it on a tiny little thing. Like if I had an option, there's no way I'm like forcing myself to downgrade. Like, yeah, you can plug it into a monitor, but at that same time, like if you're playing most of your games on a big monitor, just get something that's better optimized for that. Like if it's not a desktop, then even a laptop, you're gonna get better performance per like form factor, you know.
Yeah,
it's good. There's options. Like you've seen how crazy popular Switch is. That's only 720p. Like a lot of people don't care about their games. Like, oh, I've been playing the new Zelda, and there's like the anti-aliasing is non-existent. There's frame drops all the time, and it's like, but most people they're just playing it happily because like that's the handheld experience.
As long as gameplay is always at the front. If gameplay's fun, if the game's enjoyable,
it's so fun. You need to try.
There you go. There's your end. Mario Kart 8's like one of my favorite games too. I love it.
True.
Have you seen the speed runs on Mario Kart 8?
Yeah, they're crazy.
Oh man, that's insane. Some skill right there. So, Kurt Winter asks, "G'day, Brian. I use a 1440p ultrawide monitor. How much extra VRAM and performance does it need over 1440p?"
VRAM's not that big of an issue because if the textures are loading for that field of view, it's usually fine. I give it like about maybe like 5 or 10% less FPS, but it's nowhere near the difference between 1440p and 4K. Like,
but the VRAM, I think the VRAM won't be such a big deal in the extra VRAM because what I tested with the recent games is going from like 1440p to 4K is actually surprising. It wasn't such a big increase in VRAM consumption, which was really surprising. I found that surprising, but
he said VRAM and performance. So
yeah, so performance will be. You're right. It's isn't it like a 30% drop ultra wide? Oh no, wait. It depends how they stretch out the pixels on the game too. So it does depend on the game and how they stretch out the pixels.
Some games just crop down the 4K image, and if it's doing that, then you need a 4K equivalent. Amount of processing.
It does depend on the game and how it utilizes that, but you can need a more beefier GPU for that ultra wide, or it won't be much of a performance difference depending on how the game maker does the 1440p ultra wide. So that's actually the biggest thing there.
It's nowhere near the jump from 1440p to 4K.
Live Type says about 30% more pixels. Yeah, so if you're going by raw data, you're going to need about 30% more power for the same performance. In terms of VRAM, it shouldn't be that much though. So yeah. Hopefully that answers that one for you. Okay, there's actually a lot of comments. We got Bob LeCool, $10 donation. Thank you very much. Gaming on 1440p 27-inch monitor and playing AAA games and streaming. Thinking of upgrading from a 5950X to a 7900 XTX and 7950X. Worthwhile or wait for next-gen CPUs and GPUs? I mean, you got 5950X, great CPU. I'd wait on that front. I don't think it's worth it to upgrade, especially in AAA games and streaming. Yeah, the 5950X is going to be absolutely fine there.
For streaming, it's not really taxing your system like it used to. Nowadays, you've got like NVENC and what's the AMD equivalent? It's not coming to the top of my head. But like their streaming cores, it's got dedicated hardware. It's not taking away that much FPS.
Okay, just H.264. I mean, they got their onboard encoder. I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
AMD encoders are great. Like, they work fine, at least from my testing. A lot of people go on about the differences, but I was streaming with AMD GPU on my main system a couple of years ago. No one said anything about the quality. So, I mean, I didn't really tell anyone I was using an AMD card, and that's the main difference. So,
I mean, back, I think it was like 6 years ago, like, if you were streaming on an NVIDIA... like the NVENC, like the NVENC 1.0, it would be either lower quality or the same quality but a much higher bandwidth. So like that was the trade-off. But nowadays that's non-existent.
Yeah, so that's I would hold out. I'd be waiting unless you're getting like some mad stuttering in a particular game that you play a lot, and that's the issue, the 5950X. And yeah, in general, I would wait out. Wait out for next gen. That would be because apparently AMD have their 8000 series actually going to have some pretty decent gains from the rumor mill, as opposed to Intel, which I think a refresh is coming for 14th gen. Yeah. So Z490 refresh, I think. At least that's what I'm told behind the scenes. So, yeah, sorry. So we got here from Vitros. I got a 4080, an RTX 4080. Do I really need a 4K monitor? I play a lot of FPS games and really want that 240 hertz. You think a 1440p 240 hertz monitor is a good choice for me? Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want. Like 240 hertz is it coming to 4K? I don't think they've got any 4K 240 hertz monitors planned. But I think
so. But 1440p is basically the sweet spot at this point in time. Like, I've got an ultrawide which is 1440p tall, but it's like 4K wide, and I've just got that extra field of view. And like, there's not a single time where I've been like, oh, I'm limiting my sharpness by running this monitor, especially at the sizes of your monitors. Like, if you're running a big 4K like 55-inch TV, then yeah, that'd be good. But like, 1440p is kind of sweet spot.
Yeah, so I mean, do you need do I really need a 4K monitor? I'd say no. Like, for a desk monitor, 1440p is great. So the only reason I was playing 4K
if you're
was
saying,
OLED.
do I need a 4K monitor because I've got a 4080? Hell no. Just run it at what that 4080 will push out. Like, even cap your FPS if you're hitting like that refresh rate.
Oh,
like,
speaking of 4K OLEDs, Costco here in Japan, I was told, had the 42-inch C1. It was for $450 brand
There's
new.
no way.
$450 brand new.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Like, that's that's equivalent to like what you paid for your OLED used here in Oz.
Yeah.
Like that first one.
I was picking up used OLED when I first came to Japan a year ago. Like, I was getting for that price and I was doing jumping jacks. Brand new, 42-inch, like C1.
Yeah. With the warranty?
Yeah, it's like, wow, monitors are getting really cheap. But 1440p monitors are getting even cheaper too. I think you can pick up let's just quickly check actually, what you can get a good 1440p monitor for nowadays. I think IPS would be the go for the cheapest, best value. I think, is that Kurui? Yeah. So the monitor I'm streaming off now is a Kurui. If you've never heard of this brand before, I've been using this for actually a little while. It's held up. It's not bad. I mean, the build quality's okay. It's satisfactory, but yeah, I mean, this would be a pretty good monitor. Kurui. That's there you go. $170 for 144 hertz. There's a curved VA, but it would be fine.
Well, then you can pick up like a 100 hertz IPS 1440p monitor from Kogan for like $300. Aussie.
Yeah, if you can get the fast IPS, wait, ASUS has 1050. I spoke too soon. It's too much. It's a lot of money, man. So yeah, sometimes you can pick up the IPS ones, and they're not too expensive. But yeah, maybe Pixio have a 165. That's okay. That says it's IPS. That seems pretty good. So if you're looking for a fast IPS monitor, that one would be pretty decent. But yeah, it's a little bit more expensive than the VAs, but hey, hopefully that's it. D's Nuts, thanks for the $5 Aussie donation, brother. What would be a good transition GPU to PC from a PS5? 4K medium settings, 60 FPS or 30 high with 85% resolution scaling in some demanding games.
Hold on.
That's a very specific request there, but
85.
Off the top of my head,
that's basically a little bit bigger than 1440p.
I mean, he's asking to transition, so I'd say 6700 XT off the top of my head.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a good transition GPU. Like if you're, and you want to play on PC, I think it's a little bit faster. Is the 6700 XT a little bit faster than
the PS5
than the GPUs? Or I mean, 6800 XT would be, but it might be a bit more. Like it's probably a lot more expensive. but 6700 XT would get the job done. So, yeah. Get 4K, believe it or not, it's actually a pretty solid card. So, yeah. Hopefully that, no downgrade, only side grade. Yeah, so I'd say around that RX 6800, 6700 XT would be like
apparently the PS5 in raw performance is comparable to the 2060, so the 6700 XT would be a kind of a jump.
But consoles have optimization, don't they? Like,
So
that's what I thought off the top of my head. Maybe an RX 6700 XT would be the go. So A520i Amazon. What's the A520? Okay, A520i. What's... I got someone in like the question mark. I mean, what is the A520i? You're piquing my curiosity now. It's sold out.
Oh, okay. This is about us talking about ITX.
Oh, cheap motherboard, cheap mother, ITX board, yeah. So,
how much are they?
Well, it's out of stock.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's 21 options, $127. So,
okay, that's pretty good.
It's not bad, but still, it's A520 for $120. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, like, if you just try to get like a cheap like LAN rig, it's not that bad.
Okay, so someone works in Costco. They said the C2 48 inch is only $899 at Costco now. He's laughing. Wow. He works in that department. There you go. Planet Vampire, thanks for the feedback there. So OLEDs are just crashing down in price, man. They're actually like, yeah, I mean, you'll probably see there could even be a fire sale on those at Costco as well, depending on the Costco store. But yeah, that's actually getting really, like, the prices are coming down, man. Again, luxury goods, optional items, guys. So if you've been saving your pennies, you're going to get some really good deals. So that's what's going to happen with going forward. So yeah. Have I missed the melting cable topic? Oh yeah, so we talked about that one before. It's early in the stream. You can wind back that one. So if you're new, we're actually going to be winding down pretty soon. So we're going over the final questions here. So hey guys, what's your piece of hardware? So what's your favorite piece of hardware that you've been playing with? Been having a blast with 13700K and seeing my B-die from old AM4 system finally go vroom. For me, recently playing with the 10850K, that would be, for me, that's been pretty fun actually. Going back to Ring Bus and sort of like in my spare time, I've just been tinkering with it and stuff like that. I'm going down to command rate 1 timings, DDR4, 64 gigabytes. I'm actually seeing it, like, before I transition to 10th gen, I'm seeing if I can get this to be as snappy as I want it to be. And it's becoming a bit of a snap master, man. It's becoming really good. So that would be my favorite piece of tech that I'm tinkering with now, is the 10850K, going back a little bit in time. How about you?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to get rid of the ASUS motherboard in my PC because I've just been having so many issues. Sorry to like bring up that topic.
Bring it up. I mean, we talked about ASUS motherboards. Tell everyone what's been your issue with the ASUS motherboard. Back to it, man. So I bought this ASUS Strix ITX motherboard. It's a Z490i, and I bought it because it's like, okay, it supports 64 gigs of RAM on 2 sticks, so 32 gig DIMMs. Turns out, once I bought it, there is horrible compatibility. Even though it's on QVL, there's like dozens of like forum posts and like results on Google where it's the first
memory
search, man.
Like, it's not even like just this 32 gig DIMMs. People are having issues with any DIMMs. Like right now, okay. So not only would it be unstable, at first it would be like it would accept either stick in either slot. Didn't matter which stick, didn't matter which slot. Just as long as you had one in one, it'd be fine. Which is so weird.
That's actually pretty sad, man. There's actually a few people.
And then, well, yeah, it's like there's all these forum threads where people are like, oh, update the firmware and try again, try some more RAM. Like we have, like it's a hardware issue that they've like acknowledged.
Is those 32 gig sticks? Do you know if they're double sided? Are they 2R 8 gig ranks? Like if you look at the stick of RAM, is it double sided? It's the same one as
the Corsair ones you had. So
okay,
so do you know what they were?
I think they're double sided. Yeah. They're 2R 8 gigs, so that's
well, okay.
That would
so
be a
it's not
motherboard
just
hardware fault.
It's not just that, because not only that, but sometimes when I like move my PC, it just would stop working. Even with one stick, like you have to like what I've had to do is like take it out, force the DIMM in, which is like you should never do that. You should never have to do that. And like I've had to do that like not once but multiple times for it to like just post. And right now, you want to know what's the saddest part?
What's that?
Like all the videos I've been editing, I'm on one 16 gig DIMM. I'm in single channel at the moment.
Oh no.
Not even two 16s will work for me. So I've bought this ASRock Z490M. The reason I don't have that in my PC right now is because I've got a RAID 0 on my main SSD and I haven't had time to back it up.
Yeah, okay.
I would
people are having this issue.
so quick. Yeah, so many people have this issue. Like when I was having this issue, like I was going through forums and like there was dozens of people say, yeah, me too, yeah, me too, yeah, me too. There was a point in time where like there was a beta BIOS that one of the techs had like leaked to one of these people, and they're like, yeah, on the low key, try this. But no.
Okay, so you're starting up a Z490i ASUS Me Too movement.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, apparently this like ASRock one will just work with my 32 gig DIMMs, even though it doesn't have. I'm not sure if it didn't have official support.
Oh no, I've got that 10850K here on an ASRock Mini ITX, the TB3. It 64 gigabytes works really well, man.
Mine isn't the Phantom though. It's not the TB3. It's just the regular one.
Okay, well, I mean, the ASRock one is I've got two 32 gig, two R8 gig. I've got the full fledged. Actually, I'll show you.
So you've got 64 gigs.
Yeah, just a second.
Even better. I'm so excited to put this new motherboard in.
I've still got to get cooler compatibility worked out. Like cooler compatibility is still on the list of to do things and stuff because that's the one thing. But there it is right there. I'll show you guys. So that's got there's got two 32 gig DIMMs in there. I'm tuning that right now. So that's what I've got. And it's rock solid, man. So I haven't had any problems. I'm only having problems just trying to get the latencies down as low as possible and like the actual memory and CPU compatibility. Like, so 64 gigabytes at 3600 megahertz CR1 and 64 gigs. Like that's actually tough. You know what I mean? It's tough on the memory controller. It's tough on the memory itself because it's only 3200 megahertz memory, but you know, I've got it 1.4 volts. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, this board's just, absolute bliss, man. So they've done a really good job on that Mini ITX. So that's sad that you're having problems on that ASUS Z490i Strix.
I paid a top dollar for this. I thought it was meant to be like, I get the best experience. Like, that's how it should be. But I'm paying like, I'm going down like 3 notches. So not from Strix to like Phantom Gaming to like base Z490 ASRock. Like I know they're not the same brand, but I'm talking in terms of price, like ranges. Like I'm jumping down a lot, and it seems to be like from everyone I've talked to, from everything I've like Googled, it seems like it's fine.
So you went back and you got this thing warranted? Like, did we talk about?
I've tried. Yeah, no, we've talked about this off stream where I've tried to RMA this. But their generic test suite where they've just put in like 2 8 gig DIMMs, it passed RMA. Like we sent it back, no faults detected. It's like, yeah, but that's not what I bought the motherboard for. I bought it because it's literally in your QVL. You've got in your QVL 2x32, Corsair 3200 megahertz.
Yeah, so tell them to do that test, and if it doesn't, then you want your money back.
I did. I put a note inside the box, like, hey, I don't want this tested for like post. I want this tested with 64 gigs because that's what's on the box. And they're like, we couldn't replicate the issue.
Oh, no. That's, So it's just like, I hate that when that happens, man.
That's a lot of the things that Jay was talking about as well. That just their RMA and customer support's just non-existent.
Wow. Okay, that's actually really sad. Yeah. I mean, if there's a problem, you fix it straight away. Otherwise, this is, again, I got to guarantee you, is your next motherboard purchase an ASUS motherboard?
Absolutely not. Until they prove it to me. Like, unless I see like these videos where like, I've been running this ASUS motherboard for 4 years. I've been rock solid. Like on somebody's setup tour, they're like, I've got like a 13. I've got this old system. It's got 3900K on an ASUS motherboard. It's been rock solid. When I see that, I'm happy.
Okay. All right, well, there's that topic, guys. So
Marcus
Yusuf,
telling me to bring my motherboard to Taiwan. There's no like, it's a physical fault of the like design, I guess. Like,
yeah,
there's
like,
nothing broken.
I mean, like,
sometimes
dude,
it'll work.
Taiwan's got amazing like repair shops and stuff, but I don't think they have like necromancers over there. Like, it's
They're not making OEM plus.
yeah. Marco's like he's so enthusiastic about the capabilities of Taiwan's tech repairs. I just think maybe he's overestimating a bit that they technochromancy. So, but we got here Ram 845. He asked the question: game at 1440p. My 1080 Ti is starting to show its age. Should I save up for the top of the line GPU 7900 XTX or the 6750 XT? That's a big gap in like. You've just gone straight from like top of the line to mid range, like 6900 XT, 6800 XT. Like that's gonna do.
Does he need to go top of the line, or would he get away with something lower?
That's the question.
1440p, you absolutely do not need a 7900 XTX. Absolutely not.
6900 XT would be really good. I mean, that's a nice option. There's some really good options. I mean, your 1080 Ti, I think even a 4070 should even be a big upgrade over a 1080 Ti. If that's coming down enough in price, that would be a good 1080 Ti is starting to show its age. So I know the 4070 Ti as well. They're a lot more faster than the 1080 Ti, but I'd look at the 6900 XT. That's going to be a huge upgrade over the 1080 Ti. So check out a good price on that one, and that's going to be a real solid beefcake of a card.
Well, not only that, see if there's something like that on the used market, then that you're getting something. Well, not specifically a brand new like GPU, but something of similar performance for a lot less money. Like,
so he goes down later in the comments. It's like, will it be a worthy upgrade? I mean, it's going to be an upgrade. Like off the top of my head, maybe.
Oh yeah, from a 1080 was it? It's going to be
80% faster, maybe. No, maybe 60. I'm confused. I'd have to, maybe off the top of my head, it's like 60, 70% faster, maybe if I had to ballpark it. So it's gonna be big, but the 6900 XT, however, would be that. It's gonna be a big ballsy upgrade. That's how I upgrade, right? I'm like, okay, is it going to be double? That's sort of like when I'm looking for an upgrade, am I going to get double? So,
well, for me, it's more of like, okay, my current graphics card is like incapable of running the games on my monitor. So right now I'm playing mostly like Siege at the moment, and like I'm getting 200 FPS capped on my 3080. There's no reason I would upgrade this for a long time.
Yeah.
That's on like 4K by 2K ultra wide, so it's like that's all I need.
Yeah, that's it, man. So I mean, there's lots of good options out there at the moment. Prices of GPUs is just getting so good. So take a good look around. It depends on where you are as well. So really depends on where you live. So that's another big thing too. What's the cheapest card in your area? Right here in Japan, used cards are the way to go. Like I can get really good deals on used cards. So yeah, used 3080 for example, really good price. Used 6800 XT, really good price. That's what I'd be looking at. And you get a warranty in Japan. Like I can get 1 week, go run this through all the tests. Yeah, on used. I get 1 week warranty. Yeah, just test it out, make sure all the sliders are proper. Bang. Yeah. So that's it. That's the advantage of Japan. So there it is. Anyway, guys, we're going to close off this stream. Thanks so much for tuning in, and hopefully we covered a lot of juicy topics for you guys. We've also got another live stream coming before we go to Taiwan. Going to be in Taiwan and covering Computex as well as meeting up with Marco, part-time.
So
Yeah. So it's going to be a ball, man. Going to have a blast. It's been so long, and hopefully you guys can enjoy the content that we're going to be putting out here at Tech Yes City. Also, if people have been asking what's the bandaid as well, I sliced up my nose. A drill box dropped on my nose, and so there it is. So
it was like a metal drill box or something.
Yeah,
like,
it was a metal drill box. Yeah.
Who even makes metal boxes? Like, why?
Yeah, if it was plastic, it might have not been so bad.
Like my Ryobi stuff, it's like all like canvas, is fabric, like not even hard plastic. If I was dropping that on my face, it's not gonna have an issue.
Mate, I mean, mate, it happens. It happens.
Yeah,
So yeah, and also thanks to Yusuf as well. It's good. So I mean, people like you, man. I guess because there's no complaining. So
no
one's
complaints. That's
when no one's complaining about you. I think you've done a pretty good job. And same with the audio. I'm guessing the audio was good on this stream because no one complained about it. So that's that's how you know when something's okay. When no one's
low
complaining
expectations.
Yeah. So do you ship, Brian? In Japan, yes. So if you want to buy a PC, I haven't listed. I've got to list stuff and get onto PCs and been so busy, guys. There's a lot I got to do before I go to Computex too. So thanks for tuning in. And yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments as well, be sure to smash that like for us on the way out.
Do we know when the next stream is?
Tomorrow morning, I'll try. If you want, guys, we might do another stream tomorrow morning. I've just got to catch up. I got, oh man. Voice is almost gone, but yeah, so I've got to catch up on just getting, like, I've got sponsorship obligations too I have to get out of the way with. There's a lot I've got to, because I was sick 2 months ago. I was sick and I was so far behind everything. I just could not do anything. So next time, can you talk Bogan? Absolutely, mate. But just yeah, I was sick and content was so slow in the previous months because it was, put it this way, it's one of the worst conditions I've ever been in my whole life. It was just such a bizarre thing. I don't even know exactly what happened looking back at it, but
you were talking to doctors or something. They like didn't know like why you were feeling sick.
It was a lot, man. It was a lot, dude. It was a lot, but I'm much better now. So exercising, feeling good. BMX bike riding in the morning, man. It's so good for you. Hey, like, yeah. So there's a lot of energy's back up to, and I hope you guys are staying healthy as well, exercising and eating good. So that's the main thing. And as well as YouTube as well. YouTube, maybe I just got, like, in the last week or something, I got shadow banned or something like that. I've got no idea, because the reach of the channel, people are telling me they're not getting the videos as well, and they're not seeing content and stuff like that. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, I've noticed that a little bit as well, but maybe it's just, I don't know, anecdotal.
Been down that road before countless times, man. This has happened to my channel numerous times in the past too. I just got no idea. Like, there's some dude at YouTube that just flags your channel. So it's another thing as well. It's frustrating. It's frustrating when it's like, it's your job too. So
what's the current food meta? Because there's been green tea, there's been beans. Like,
okay, so what I've been doing since I got really sick, I've been in the morning slow cook, so really low temperature, slow cooking veggies and eggs, and I'll have like 4 or 5 eggs in the morning, and I'll go for a run. Yeah, like so I'll go for a bike ride before that. Slow cook veggies, like we're talking carrots, mushrooms, spinach, 4 or 5 eggs. That's my breakfast. I make enough of it to have it for lunch as well. And then during the day, there's some sit-ups, chin-ups, and stuff like that. So I'm going pretty lean, man. Like I've cut out processed foods like a lot. I'm still a sucker for a good pizza. Like, man, yeah. And grapefruit, grapefruit is I'm still drinking grapefruit juice, but it's harsh, man. Like, it is harsh. Like, I can see why some people wouldn't drink it. But even harsher than that is the radish. The radish sprouts, man, there's something. I had some this morning, dude, and I almost like choked because they were potent. Like, usually there's variances between the radish sprouts you eat, and these were just so harsh, the harshest bunch I've ever tried. And that was it. So yeah, just been eating a lot better. Eggs I love eggs. Like, I got to get more into eggs too. Like, I don't know what's the threshold for how many eggs you can eat a day. I don't know, but I had 4 this morning. So, but
no, not too bad.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's one thing I've been really in my personal time is researching diet and all that a lot. And the best thing is with anything, guys, with anything you do in life, you copy from the best and you see what they do, and then you adopt that for yourself. So what I've been doing with my health is I'm just looking at all the 90-year-olds around my area, and I just go up to them and have a chat, bro. The ones that are like looking really healthy, all of them, I tell you now, all of them exercise in the morning. All of them. So there's one thing. That's already bang. That's what they all do. They all tell me they go for a bike ride or a long walk in the morning. Every single one of them. and YouTube is not notifying me. Yeah, I'll reach out for partner support again. Sorry, Mike.
Well, no, somebody made a good point that might have been because you haven't been uploading them recently when you're sick. It's like punishing
it
you
just
for
kicks
that.
you off. It like gives you the boot off YouTube. Fair enough. That makes a
Forgot
lot of
about
sense.
that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, man. That makes a lot of sense. So, but if anything, I mean, the content's only going to get better. So that's yeah. If you're missing out, you're missing out, man. We're going to take it to a whole new level in Computex too. So if you're in Computex, guys, if you are in Taiwan too, I'll be at the Computex event, the main event and stuff like that. If you're there, we can meet up, have a chat, have it, there's going to be awesome, all these events and stuff like that. And, have lunch or whatever. Like, you guys are the reason I make videos. So if you're at Computex, be more than welcome. Come up, say hello. Don't be afraid, and it'll be awesome. So Computex is the one
also
event.
Just shoot us a message on Twitter. Like, we can set something up. Just like have some.
It's my favorite tech event of them all, man. It's so good. It's the best.
You've been talking up it a lot. Like, I'm keen to see.
It's just different because the other tech events are usually focused more on gaming, or this is just focused on tech. That's like the main focus, like hardware, everything hardware. So, so Brian, please explain the architecture in that room. Is this a hardwood home? What is that back wall made from? Oh, this one. Yeah, I banged that up myself. That's from, there's a wood over that. I banged that into the wood frame behind that. And then that's decoration wood. So everyone likes it, man. Everyone loves that. So, that's another thing in my spare time too. I really want to get into learning a lot more about that. I mean, I ripped up the bathroom that had decay in my Misso's bathroom. The whole floor decayed over the years, and I ripped all the bathroom floor
up. Was that like a wood floor?
Yeah, wood floor.
Yeah,
so just had leaking from the bathroom, so fixed all that up, and that took a couple of days as well out of my time. So, but, it's funny because you get people to come in and quote these bathroom companies, and they're all like quoting a new bathroom. It's like, no, we just want to fix the outside. And none of them are like, oh, don't know. It's like, okay. So, but yeah, love the warm. I'm going for a more warm vibe with this setup. I might make an ocean blue setup as well. But yeah, like that's the architecture here, man. So yeah, I really actually kind of enjoy, like, I'm enjoying homes a bit like that. So who knows, you might see like a finance channel and then a renovating homes in Japan channel as well.
No, like a few years ago, you were talking about having like a renovation channel because that's something you would enjoy on the personal side. So
yeah, I mean that'd be something awesome. But I think someone asked you. Yeah, I've recorded it all. It's actually funny. I've recorded the whole build of this wall. I was just waiting to do a setup tour one day, just like
and show the footage sitting somewhere.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all there. It's actually really good. It's a time lapse. So I got a whole time lapse still. I just haven't shown anyone that. That's all. But I was waiting to do a setup tour, which this place is not ready for a setup tour right now. There's like there's just boxes and crap everywhere.
Will it ever be ready for a setup tour, or is it just gonna be like function over form forever?
It will be. Okay. There will be a setup tour. It's just like, yeah, I really had to get back my energy, man. That was the main thing that was missing. It's actually been missing for probably over a year. I've been low on energy, and now changing everything around, I'm much higher on energy, and that old tech is coming back too. So yeah, the fuel in my body is much different now. I'm being fueled properly. So James asked, my mate in Tokyo is disabled, struggling. Find airtasker to move stuff, etc. Any tips? Find airtasker?
Yeah, airtasker is where you can like ask people to help you for money.
It's so hard, man. I don't know. Yeah, in Japan, it's just that culture doesn't exist. It's so hard. And him being in Tokyo, I'm actually probably about an hour. Especially if he's West Tokyo, man, it's way too hard for me to get there and back. Yeah,
the culture in Australia is literally like, pay some guy $50, he'll come around with his ute and help you out for an afternoon. Like. It's just different.
Like if you're close to me, man, I'd help you out easy. Yeah. That's sad. But yeah, I don't know. Like Japan's so different to Australia, America, and stuff like that. It doesn't have kind of that culture, as well as selling things locally. It doesn't have that, like Facebook Marketplace and Gumtree just are out of control in Australia. Everyone's on them, but here it's like people just want you to post the item over Mailcutty, and yeah, it's such a different culture here in that term. So yeah, but anyway, guys, we're going to be closing off. Thanks, Yusuf, for joining in, and we will catch you guys at Computex. Well, before that, I've got some juicy content coming, finally getting on to some of the videos I promised, so stay tuned for them. We're going to be rocking it. I will contact YouTube partner support as well if you guys aren't getting notifications too. It's like, damn, like what's going on? Yeah, YouTube, stop hampering me. So anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for all the donations too. Love you guys. And also be sure to hit that like button. If you got any questions or comments that we missed out in the live stream, be sure to drop them down below. So NVidia did not send you the RTS. Last question. They did. Yeah, they sent all the reviewers the 4060 Ti founders, man. Yeah, so that's it's a review sample, man.
8 gig?
8 gig, yeah. So they didn't have the 16 gig. They only sent out the 8 gig models. So I think because 499's, it's not a good price for the 16 gig. I mean, I even asked them. They
an
had
extra $100 for 8 gigs more VRAM?
Well, they had, like that's $2 in the...
Is like, that's not it.
Yeah, so they had a live Q&A before the review, like just for people who got the samples. There's heaps of people in there. There's like over 80 people in Asia who got sampled. True. And so I asked on the stream, they're like, is there any Q&A? I put my hand up straight away. I'm like, doesn't $100 for the extra 8 gigs seem like a bit of a raw deal? That was my question. Seemed like a raw deal? And they just like, yeah. Like, it's just...
You got to keep it real.
Yeah. So I mean, the 399, I mean, I don't know. The 399s, it's like, that's a sad thing, right? It's, my review's there, man. My review's there. It is what it is. Like, yeah. That's it is. But the 16 gigs of raw, it's a bit of a, that's a bit of a stiff. The $100 for 8 gigabytes of VRAM.
Okay, no. Okay, hold on. How much is that extra 8 gig? How much is 8 gigs of VRAM?
A DLC. You'd have to find that out too. That's another thing, Marco. In Computex, I want to get to the bottom of that because I just hear so, like, this is the last topic. When we're closing down the stream, the last topic.
So that's so many times.
I really want to know how much it costs Gigabyte, ASUS, all these companies, how much it costs them through the final box in the product to make a 4060 Ti or make a 4070. I want to find out that cost. I want to know how much it costs them to get that GPU in that box. Everywhere I hear it's so many, I don't have any, there's no fine answers on this. I just cannot get any information on this proper data on this. No one details it. It's like people just say, oh, it's this and that, and this and that, throw out ballparks, and they're so varied in numbers. I just want to get that number. So let's find that out in Computex, because that's going to happen. There'll be mouths that'll talk. And maybe we can set up we can bribe someone to tell us how much it costs, because I'm so curious. I'm just so curious about it.
Or like blur your face and add a voice filter so nobody knows it's you.
Yeah, well, it's like it's one of those things, right? If I'm talking about inflation and stuff like that, I want to know how much it would have cost NVIDIA in 2020 to manufacture a 3060 Ti, right? How much it would have cost them to manufacture that GPU or ASUS or whatever, and how much it would cost to manufacture that 4060 Ti now in today's dollars. So you kind of want to find out that information. And I think you'll find the profit margins are roughly around the same. Sadly, that would be my gut instinct. And so, yeah.
But people are saying the extra RAM would only cost $20.
That's why I said it's a raw deal. That's why I said it's bad.
$80
16 gig. Yeah, that's why I said the 16 gigabytes a raw deal. It's not worth getting. That's why I asked in that live stream. So that one's the 16 gigabytes. So anyway, all right. So yeah. There you go, guys. Anyway, we will catch you in another live stream very soon, hopefully tomorrow morning. I may do it after the 7600 drops. I don't know. Mine's coming in a courier. Like,
oh yeah.
Hopefully I get it today because the NDA is dropping really soon. That's going to be.
Actually, how close is your test bench to the streaming setup? Because you just do it live.
Yeah. Sorry.
Is your test bench close enough to the streaming setup that you can just do it live? Plug it in.
I'll just live benchmark the GPU.
Yeah.
Why not? We got the numbers. Got all the numbers. So like, yeah, I've got all the numbers here from recent. Yeah, true. What guys do you want to benchmark? Yeah, that's actually a good video. That'd be a good video. Just a live stream benchmarking the RX 7600. So, yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. And thank you all so much. We'll catch you soon.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. See you tomorrow. Well, maybe 2 days, because, yeah, might be 2 days.
We'll see you when we see you.
All right. Peace out for now, guys. Peace out for now.